Oh, there we are. We're live. Trying to get my stuff up on the screen here. Here we go. Just get my usual disclaimers at the top. And there we go. We'll post that. And we'll talk about it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, it's been a couple weeks. So since our last week, close this out so we don't get that glare. There we go. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since our last auction. A few things have happened. We've had some other things going on in our lives here that have kept us pretty busy. And so that's kind of where we are now. Let's see if there's some glare or something here. Let me see. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Not quite so intense in my face. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so we have been busy. And we've been enjoying some of the weather, fortunately. So we've had some hot weather here in Vermont. So let's go through the usual spiel here. Well, first of all, welcome if you're joining us. And if you're new, please email me. And my email's on the screen, plus it's in the chat. Let me know your real name, your YouTube name, your PayPal information. Your PayPal information is just your email. And your shipping address. I need that. Because we use Pirate Ship and we use PayPal. Pirate Ship gets you a pretty good deal generally, and I'll probably comment on that a little more in a bit. Once I post a sell in the chat, that closes the bidding. And if you're new about the bidding, just please ask questions. But basically, all the bidding's done in the chat. And make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. I do have some silver items. I don't think. No gold items tonight. But I do have some silver items, and I'll comment on those status and how much I'm sure they are silver or not. So don't be afraid to put comments in the chat. People often use the chat just to chat back and forth with each other. That's okay too. No problem with that. Especially with a lot of folks know each other, that kind of thing. So, okay, so here we are. We're up here in the northwest corner of Vermont. About 95 miles or so from Montreal, Quebec. Less than an hour to the border with Quebec, and about 18 miles or so outside of the city of Burlington. And can see Mount Mansfield, which is the tallest peak, right from my yard. We're in a very rural area here. Those that have dealt with me in the past, you've seen my address. You know roughly where the town is and my address, and you could probably do a Google map and go look at my front yard. So that's the way it is. Been doing this for a few years now, and so please like and subscribe. It really does help a lot. The subscribe in particular. I think I'm at 200 and something now. I don't keep constant track of that, but I know it's over 200 people, and I appreciate that. I really do. Subscribe. To mention the shipping, there's been some increases in shipping with the post office recently. And sometimes it's a little cheaper to go with the UPS. It all depends on the size of your package, especially the larger packages. UPS does a better deal. And so it'll be whatever gets you the best deal. I give you the lowest price I can find. And if I have sometimes, there's been just a few pennies difference between the two. And I'll give you the lower of the two, and I'll use the post office because it's closer. Just so if you're kind of confused and say, hey, wait a minute. The lowest price is actually UPS, and you shipped it by post office. I'm not charging you for the extra 5 cents or whatever it is. So that's the way it is. It's been pretty interesting around here lately. We've had a deer that was hanging around, and my tenant, we have an apartment next door, and he said there was a deer out in the yard the other night, and it was maybe 20 feet away from him. Didn't care. He was busy working on his son's little structure out there, and it was dark out, but he said the deer just kept right on eating, just ignore him. So she's been hanging around for a while now, off and on. We wonder if she's maybe it's got a fawn nearby or something, and that's why she kind of hangs around a lot. We've also seen, I hadn't seen it, but he saw a bear the other night when he was out walking. So we have that around here. I haven't checked my game cams lately. Gotta do that. And I'll put some, if I get something good on the game camera, I will post it on my channel. I have in the past, I think. Seems like I have. And so we also have, in the wintertime, when I have a bird feeder that's got a camera built in, but we can't have those up now. The bears attracts the bears, and we don't want to encourage bears to come around to go into the feeders. They might get too complacent around people, and that's not a good thing. So they can run really fast. So you don't want to have to be dealing with that. So tonight I have some stuff I've never shown before, some types of items. So that should be interesting. I hope for you. And even if it's something you're not interested personally, you might find it interesting for somebody else. Let me see, what am I forgetting here? I said we didn't do it last week. I should be back on regular schedule this week. I am putting together a Christmas, well, it's not a Christmas in July because July's gone by, but it'll be a Christmas in summer kind of thing. I have got a lot of Hallmark. I've got these all these little ceramic village buildings and things like that, and may have a few Halloween items tossed in with that. We'll see. But anyway, so I'm hoping to plan that sometime this month, and we'll go from there. I've got a fair amount of things. I got a lot of Hallmark stuff, so we'll go from there and see if anybody's interested. What else? I'm trying to look around and make sure I can get something I want to talk about. I know I'm forgetting something. Do you have what was it? Oh yeah, so I have some non-jewelry, as usual, non-jewelry items tonight to start with. Well, I'll be intermingling in the beginning until I run out of those, and we'll be just mostly jewelry, I think. Although I've got quite a bit of that, so, and I think some of it you'll find interesting. I've got some, I guess you would call ephemera type items. And as always, I say, don't be afraid to ask for specific items. You would be surprised what I do have. I don't usually do clothing. I do have some clothing related items tonight. I think two items, and I do have some clothing, and I have everything from jeans to dresses, mostly women's clothing, with some children's and some I call it all sex type clothing. I've got t-shirts and that kind of stuff. But I haven't really tried to push any of that out here on this channel. I usually mostly sell that on eBay or Poshmark. Okay. I'm trying to think. Boy, I know I'm racking my brains. It's been 2 weeks. I'm out of my usual spiel. A couple of all, but if there's a question, of course, please put it in the chat, and we'll go from there. And I know it was. If you do see something later on, you're a person that watches the video later. You can email me if you see that it wasn't sold. I'll try to put sold in the chat so you know when it hasn't sold. Sometimes I'll try to remember to put it on the screen as well, but generally I don't remember to do that. So don't count on that. But I would be more than happy to sell you something if you email me. That happens more often than you think. So not a problem. And get you an invoice and everything taken care of. I can't. Oh, that's the other thing. I can do things other than PayPal if it's for convenience sake. So you need to contact me and let me know if it's something like Zelle or Cash App or Venmo or all those types of things is better for you. I have pretty much accounts in a lot of those. So not all of them, but I can promote all of them covered. So okay, that's it. Let's get started. Typically, I switch over to my other camera because it's easier, give you a good picture of what I'm trying to produce. I guess is the word I'm looking for. So here we go. And so this is a bunch of Harley stuff that we picked up. HOG is Harley Owners Group, in case you're wondering. HOG, HOG. So there's the Ladies of Harley, Harley Davidson, and then there's a pin here, and I'll go over that each in a minute here. So this is one of the first items of choice tonight. I'm not going to. This may be the only choice item I'm doing tonight, but it is going to be bid for choice. So Harley items for choice. In other words, the highest bidder gets to pick what they want, and we're starting the bids at $10. And you get it in the chat here. There we go. Okay, now we'll take you through. These are all brand new, not used. So the Ladies of Harley, you can see it's not very large. It's about the size of my hand, roughly. never been used. The Harley Davidson USA, about 10 inches across, roughly. Again, and there's the original price on the back. This is vintage, and then this is Harley Owners Group pin. I have a lot of this Harley stuff, over 70 items. So I picked out what I thought somebody here might be interested in, the more generic kind of thing. But this is a brand new pin. It's a double pin thing, and I'm stuck on this foam, so it's brand new. And so those are the three items. Again, Ladies of Harley. I'll put that on the screen here. That looks like it's about. Looks like it's about 4.5, 4 3/4 inches across. This is roughly 10 inches across. Again, brand new. You see the sticker still on the back, the original price. And like I said, these are all, as far as I know, these are all vintage items. I have a lot of other items that are actually dated, like from the various years. But these, I picked these for you guys because they do not have a date on them, but they are considered. Apparently, this design is a vintage design. That's the way to put it. I looked it up. So I didn't know much about it, but I do know that Harley items are popular out there. And I thought I'd get started with something like that that's very unusual. Kind of get things warmed up a little bit here. Going on a little more light on the subject here. See if that helps. But again, in brand new condition. It's a pin and patch, 2 patches choice. And you can see the pins. You get 2 pin thing, 2 holders on it. Basically, I think the reason they do that is to keep it from spinning, so that when it's on, it's not going to turn on the pin. That's my understanding. Meanwhile, here in Vermont, what's happening now or coming up over the next week or so is peak allergy season for ragweed. I don't know where you are in the part of the country you're in, but ragweed here is nasty stuff for people with allergies. And it exists everywhere. And you often see it with goldenrod. So people think they're allergic to goldenrod, but goldenrod pollen is actually so large you can it doesn't float. The ragweed pollen is very fine. You can travel and you won't even see it. So if I sound sometimes a little, my voice sounds a little off or something like that, it's in part due to that. It makes my eyes itch like crazy. And antihistamines help, but they're not perfect. But that's kind of where things are for me right now. And that's not why I took off last week. I said last week we had a medical things to deal with, and can continue to deal with some of that for a while. So nothing we can't manage, I guess is the best way to put it. But it does take away. And then we've had some busy things going on. And last week, it complicated all of that. Last week, we were dog sitting last week. My youngest daughter, they were on vacation, and opted not to take their dog with them. And she's a sweet dog. Gets along really well with our 2 dogs. And it was crazy. They were getting me up at 6:30 in the morning, whether I wanted to get up or not. They were busy playing, had a good time. It's a golden mix. I think, to me, this is my opinion only. I think there's a Chesapeake Bay Retriever in there somewhere as well, because of the coat. The coat is a curly coat, and it is definitely my computer complaining here. Hang on a second. Put that out. You don't need anything running that's going to cause me some hassles here. There. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's complaining, saying my computer's complaining here. Just a second. Let's fix this problem. Okay. There. All right. Anyway, so that's kind of what was going on last week. The dog was just having three dogs, and they're just constantly running around and getting me up. Actually, it got me up sometimes as early as 5:30 in the morning. So, but they were pretty good because they get me up, I put them out, and they bring them back in, and I go back to sleep. And they behaved. So for that little while, I'm getting an extra hour or two sleep. But yeah. Oh, the other interesting thing we have growing out next to our house. I'm going to pass on these, by the way. Growing next to our house, we have elderberry bushes. We've had them there for years and years and years, and we've been, encouraging them to grow there and do things. We've made elderberry jelly and all kinds of things. No tincture thing, but my wife's been talking about doing something like that. But let me grab some do over here. Let's go to here. Let's move the camera down so we don't be so far away. Okay, these are little gold tone and green glass earrings. Hey, Marlene. Good evening to you as well. Hope you're doing okay. Okay, so I want to call these the gold tone. And these are post earrings, of course. Gold tone. And these green earrings. And we'll start these at. I do my list. Oh, there it is. All right. Also, trying to keep track of what I'm doing here. Gold tone, green earring. I've got a list of about 30 something odd plus items to show tonight. Whether we get through them all or not, we'll see. So, there they are. Yep, $5. That's what I thought. Now I'll show them up close here in a minute. So anyway, as I was saying, we get these elderberry bushes, but all of a sudden in the last year or so, we've had oh yeah, someone's a big gray map. It's off to this side here. I'll bring that up a bit. I'll reach over and do it. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll just show them in my hand. So there they are. There's the backs. See the backs? I didn't see any labeling or markings on them. So I didn't even check to see if they're magnetic. This is a gold gilded edge, if you want to call it that, gilded type of edge on it. That make it look like there's little tiny stones all around it. I can zoom in on that if I shut this off. There. I have to shut I think I've mentioned this before. I have to shut off the one of my lights because it's has a remote also, but the remote for the camera and the remote affects the remote for the light. It's kind of weird. Oh, you want those for $5? Okay, great, thank you. That's sold to Marlene. $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write your name down. As soon as I find them on my list. There they are. Okay, let me put that aside. Yeah, so we have these elderberry bushes, and then all of a sudden, in the last 2 years, we started getting blackberry bushes popping up in there. And last year, I started cutting them down, and that was a mistake. I should have been digging them up. My daughter tells me later, and my wife is trying to tell me the same thing, but of course, being the husband I am, probably wasn't paying half attention to what she was saying. And so they this year multiplied, I would say, somewhere between 4 and 5-fold. If there was one plant last year, there's 4 or 5 plants this year. Now the plants, but the one thing is interesting is some of the plants I cut back produced a ton of berries, and I mean a ton. We've been picking blackberries every day for the past 4 days, 5 days, something like that. I forget how many berries we've got bagged up in the freezer now. So pretty cool. No, what was it? Oh yeah. Knock these down. Let's see it now. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so we're getting a ton of blackberries this year, and I was out there today. The problem with blackberry bushes, have you ever seen the thorns on those things? They're horrible, absolutely horrible. And of course, they're mixed in with the elderberry bushes, so you're trying to squeeze in between this stand that's about, I'd say the width of the whole thing is about 25 feet and about 8 feet deep of bushes that are just so incredibly dense that it is painful to try and do it. So I actually had to take out some of the, some of the blackberry bushes. We want to make sure that we didn't damage the elderberry, but we can get this in a better position here. Hang on a second. There we go. So yeah, and so it was interesting that I kind of had to hack a path in between. So I did dig up some of the ones that were there. I did cut some of them down again, unfortunately, which is a bad way to do it. But that means in this fall, I'll be able to go find them. And I left enough sticking up on the ground that I can find them and dig them up to thin it out. But, yes, puppy and dog Mikasa. It's an ornament. So from Mikasa. So let's call it that. Mikasa. Actually they call it they just call it a dog ornament, but it is a dog and puppy, as you can tell. Dog ornament. Oops. I think of that one. And what's this? I'm gonna start this at $8. Brand new in the box, of course. I'll take it out so you can see it. And still wrapped up in the bubble wrap in the box. So it's got a little gold trim. Here's the bark name on the Mikasa. Handcrafted in China, of course. It's in excellent condition. You say, oh, it's brand new. There's one side. There's the other. There's just a little bit of gold tone. I don't know if that's really gold, but gold trim on there. Oh, and then it's got the gold tone thread to hang it from a tree or whatever you want to do with it. You don't have to use it as an ornament. You can use it wherever you want. Let me see if it says anything about date on here. I can't recall. It just says Holiday Magic Dog Ornament. There isn't a date anywhere that I could find. Nope. Nope. Huh. Usually there's a date on these things, but not on that one. It just says Mikasa, Secaucus, New Jersey. Obviously, it's the clearinghouse. And that's a Holiday Magic, and it's FKO 5-618. 15-618 box. So I see Marlene at 8. So I had my head turned away from the terminal, so I didn't see your bid right away. So that is there. Looks like about. I just had my look. Looks like it's about maybe just under 3 inches tall, because this has got about 1/4 of an inch on the bottom of the ruler. I don't know why they did that on the ruler, but they did. I got to find a different ruler, I guess. Okay, well, we're going to say sold to Marlene. Oops. Spell your name right. For $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You wrap it back up in that big thick piece of bubble wrap they have there. And I apologize. I'm trying to remember to put both the starting bid and the sold bid on the screen. And sometimes I'll forget one or the other. So I apologize for that in advance. It's going to happen. Okay. Julie, let's do this. It's an interesting piece here. I don't think I had a price on it. Did I? I don't know if I want. What I want. It's some tape stuck on it. Hang on a second. No name. A double strand necklace. I'm gonna hang it like this. I think. Bring the camera up. Get that off screen. No, no. Although I know Kim and Beth and Carolyn, they were talking about. I've done auctions with all three of them, and and of course they're more than welcome to join me anytime they wish. They just could let me know. I know Kim probably's doing another one at 10:30 tonight, or 10 or 10:30. She starts at 10 though. She never gets started. They never really get auctioning until about 10:30. So it's kind of fun. They chat for a while, and so. Let me see. Is that the best way to show that one? Maybe I should on a board so it spreads it out better. I think none of this is glass. It's all acrylic. I think. That looks a little better spread out like that. And I don't think I even have this one on my list. Let me check real quick here. Oops, let me write down Marlene about that. That's right. Forget. There we go. Yeah. Oh, she's on now. Oh. Huh. That's unusual. They don't usually start this early. And one of the reasons I picked 8:30 to 10:30 is it doesn't usually overlap by much. So, but that's okay. Kim, I have different things than what she has, so it all depends on what people are looking for. So she does have some stuff I've bought from her in the past, some tools and things. So let's see, what are we going to start this one at? I don't think I wrote this one down. Nope. I don't think so. Well, I'll probably find it later. Let's see. It looks like it's a combination of maybe wood tone, looking. Get a better description for you here. See if I did put something on my phone about it. I often do that. Look something up and then save the information on my phone. Let me see here. Just bear with me for a second. They call it Bohemian. They called it Bohemian. That's what it was. That's right. That's what I'm going to call it. Then. We'll call it that. Bohemian necklace. And we'll start this at $7. How's that sound? Like I said, it's a gold tone. On this end of it, as you can see, with gold tone pieces. And it does have an extended chain that's gold tone. Lobster claw. So, and then I'll show you the various beads that are in here. It's very light. It doesn't look. It looks heavy, but it's actually quite light. And I don't have it extended right now, so it looks like it could extend another 2 inches. So I'm going to say that it probably goes from 16 to 18, most likely. Screen, there we go. Hey, Pamela, thanks for joining us tonight. I see here at 7. So we will not waste too much time on this. Like I said, I have a lot of items to show for it. I think in total, and I didn't have this one written down, so I need to write it down right now while I'm talking. Necklace. And I'm going to say sold to him for $7. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I didn't. Interesting that I didn't have that on there. All right. Yeah, let's set that aside. And I did write. I got to write your name down, Pam. So I did. Okay, yeah, I did write that down. Let me find a nice little bag to put that in. Ah, perfect. Oh, perfect bag. Put your name with it. Well, like I said, it's been an interesting couple of weeks since I was last on. And like I said, I just went and picked tonight before the storm hit. We had a thunderstorm that came through. And I wanted to get up there and pick the berries were still there before the rain knocked them down. And plus, if we were getting thunderstorms, maybe a hailstorm that would knock them down some more as well. So, yeah. So we guarantee she's going to be making some blackberry pies, maybe some blackberry jelly. We are getting a lot of blackberries. For those that follow me on Facebook, I'll probably post a picture on Facebook when we have something out there worth to show. But, it's been interesting. Okay, that was the necklace. Let's see, what do we do next? Let's do the music. I've got this really cute music box. And I get that off the screen. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. Okay, so this is made by a company called Westland. Oops, come on. Westland music box. Goodness gracious. And we're going to start this. It's in perfectly working order. I couldn't find any damage on it anywhere. And these are obviously cats. It plays 3 coins in the fountain. The tune. I'll play it for you shortly here. Let me start this at $12. Again, I know most of you who follow me regularly, you know, I usually shoot for about half of what retail is out there for some of these things. And that's about what this is, about half. Because I figure even, so you can see the Westland sticker there, item number 3670. The tune is 3 coins in the fountain. I'll wind it up here. I can actually restore these things, but this one was in good shape. I'm bringing it close to the microphone so you can hear it, okay? So let me show you the detail. 3 coins in the fountain. That's right there. Little flowers everywhere. I did not do much to clean this. It probably would take a toothbrush, a gentle, soft toothbrush, and clean some of the dust out of the flowers. But otherwise, it seems to be usually. And this is where you often get breakages on these things. I didn't see anything. Even a little butterfly there. So yeah, a cute little music box. Plays very well. So I know some people out there collect these. So I have several actually that are in storage right now. So yeah, they did a nice effort of trying to make the water look like it was 3-dimensional. Yeah, they did. Actually, some of the top higher, I have seen some of these that they actually have a lighted version, which are much more expensive, of course. Probably battery and somewhere's hidden in it, but this one did not have that. Again, Westland. That S is a Sankyo. That's the movement. That's the name of the company that makes the music box movements. Majority of these are that San Francisco. Even the San Francisco Music Box Company ones use that same movement. So they're pretty cool. Like I said, I've actually found a couple that I've done some restoration work on the music part because I happen to have pieces and parts. And if the thing somebody overwhelmed it, and you can't be can't play, I can fix. Sometimes I can fix that. So it depends. I'm not perfect at it, but I can do it. This one was in, as you see, in perfect condition. So while that's up there, you guys looking at that, I will see what we have next. Did I get my box? Okay. I do, like I said, for those that missed me at the beginning, I do have some silver items tonight. I'll get that out there. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this next. I have rings, but I just didn't bring any tonight. They're within reach. If I can see something I think you guys might be interested in, I might grab one. But I hadn't planned on showing any tonight. So, okay, we'll pass on this. Oh, I should have given the size in case somebody was curious. You could see when I was handling it with hands. So it looks like it's about a little less than 4 inches tall, about 3 4 inches tall, and looks like it's about 4 inches wide, probably about the same deep. So anyway, okay, we'll pass. I do like it when I get these and they're in working condition. It's a little frustrating when you get them and then, oh no, it doesn't work. It plays really slowly, and it's like, oh no. So sometimes I got to get in there and put a little lubrication on it. So yeah, and that's one of these days I'll show you if I have a chance. I'll grab a remote thing and show you what some of the things I have to do to fix these things. Okay, jewelry. Oh yeah, how about a pen? And this one is from looks like a person in Maine made this, and I've seen a few of these online. So I don't know if it's the same person, but it's on the original card. So I'm going to assume the camera up in the right position here. The camera's working really well tonight, so I'm very, very happy. It's focusing like it should. So, so this is a pin, and it is where is it? Yeah. So this is the Meadow, Meadow Gems is the name of the company, I guess. Flower pen, and this is actually painted enamel painted on paper, I think. Where is it? My list here. I just had it. There it is. And so I did kind of check these out online, and I'm kind of curious. And I found a pin almost exactly like this one. So, so I'm going to start this one at $8. Now it is taped onto this card, so I did not even try to take it off the card. But if you want to see what the back of it looks like, here you can see the back. It's got the kind of the gold around the edges. I see Marlene at 8. Anybody else would be 9 or more. But take the tape off. I guess I've never bought it. Like I said, this is looks. I guess it looks like it's brand new because it was never. I'm going to ruin it here. I'm going to pull the tape back and show you the pin in the back. So you know, there's the low tone pin. You see there. Standard textile pin. Again, it's tape back. So yeah, if you wanted to give this as a gift, I'm trying to think if I've ever been to that part of Maine. Elliott, Maine sounds very familiar to me. I may have been there. Maine's a very big state. You can fit all the New England states inside the state of Maine. And no, New York is not New England. A lot of people confuse that and they think New York is part of New England, but it is not. That's why they call Vermont the west coast of New England sometimes. Okay, we will say sold to Marlene for $8. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write that down. Okay. Set that aside. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I have some really unusual, some very eclectic stuff. I guess we'll do this one. This is brand new again, another brand new item. I did. It's a headband. I'm gonna have to bring the camera up, I think, so you can see this properly. Little headband. I don't know what that pattern is supposed to be in it. I think what that is. Let's see what that is. Looks like a horse or something. Maybe on that. I'm going to say that because of the legs. Oh yeah, there it is. So this is brand new from the Milk Barn, made with 100% GOTS certified organic cotton. One size fits most babies and toddlers. So you just heard me say babies and toddlers. This is designed for a baby or toddler. A little headband. It's on the original card. Here's the original price, $13. I am going to ask $7. It's brand new. I'm just going to call it the baby headband in here. Oops. And we'll start this at 7. And it looks like I said, it looks like it's a horse's theme. And there's more information here, I guess. Join us with our effort to bring restoration to rescued child soldiers and children orphaned by war in the DR Congo and Africa. We will help further and give you a website. So, Exile International. So, 100% organic cotton. It's a little headband. Head scarf, what do you want to call it? Headband. I'm going to call it a headband. I think it's what they call it. Sorry, Terry. That's what they call it. Right? Yeah, headband. Horse, yeah. Headband horse. Yeah. So, isn't that an interesting thing? I think we came across this the other day. But, thought maybe something might be interested in that. And check that off my list of being shown. And see what we have next for jewelry. I can fit almost, with the exception of a two items, I can fit a lot of the stuff we're going to show tonight in almost in one box. All jewelry. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's okay. All right. The next item is for the Wizard of Oz fans. Let's pass on this now. How about well, you can use it as a keychain, or I suppose you could use it as an ornament the way it's set up. Little Wizard of Oz scarecrow. And what do I do with him? So Oh, let's start him at. Just had that in front of me and I lost it again. $6. Okay, so you can use it as a keychain. You can see this little. It still has some of the original. This was brand new. It had the tag on and stuff here. So there it is. You can see in my hand how tall it is. Roughly, must be. Start that again. Roughly 4 inches tall. We'll look on the top, gold tone chain, and so you can use it as a keychain, or you can use it as it's just a little quick clip here, so you know you can do what you want with it. There he is. I suppose it could be a collectible. I didn't see a maker's mark on it anywhere. Manufacturing mark on it to see who made it. I did try to look it up, I think. Can't remember if there was anybody that mentioned who the manufacturer was, but okay. A little closer. There we go. Yeah. A little bit better. That's a better picture. There we go. Okay. So is it a keychain or is it an ornament? You can do what you want. I do have some clip earrings tonight too. I didn't know if anybody's interested in those kinds of things, but I do have some rather neat ones. I think I would consider it vintage. Not a brand name on them, I don't think. I do have a couple here. And they're really interesting. Let's see if these are any. Yeah, and unfortunately, they're not clip earrings that I can convert to shovel hook earrings. So, all right, let's see what are we gonna do next. Bracelet. I'm gonna bracelet. Yet. That's not really, but not there. Okay, I'm gonna pass on that. If I wish I'd had some of the others, but that's the only one I was able to obtain. So that happens. How about a bracelet? I'm gonna put it on my hand so you can see it better. I think then, if I have really large hands, but there's the bracelet, and you can see it's got little rhinestones all throughout with that type of clasp. So I'm just going to set it down so I can type it in. I'm just going to call this a rhinestone bracelet. And we'll start this at I did screw myself. Oops, that's not what I wanted either. There we go. I just lost my comment. I accidentally hit a power key. Bracelet. I'm starting at what did I say here? $8. Again, I'm going to show it up close here so you can see it better. Fingers. Oh, let me get the length. I should do that because I'm not sure what the length is on this one. So I'm going to do the clasp here. Lay it out. And I'm getting most of these are usually 7-inch, so I'm going to assume it's probably close to that. I don't want to measure including the clasp. So no, this is only like 6.5. So this is a short. You see, it ends right about here. So this is 6.5 inch. I'm starting just at the inside of this clasp here, with the end of this clasp here. So if you measured it including the clasp, then it's probably close to the 7. It's 7 if you include the entire clasp. So it's hard to say. I guess technically it looks like it's close to 7. It's 6 3/4, 6 7/8, something like that. But gives you an idea of the length here. So it is really eye-catching. I guess you call it like a tennis bracelet, maybe, because of the stones in it. No markings on it, no whatsoever. I could not find anything anywhere. Here's the bag, in case you're curious. No markings, no maker, nothing. All throughout. Okay. That's shown. Okay. No interest in that. We'll pass. Just put it back together here. Take the screen. And I got a cute little bag. They call it an evening bag or a drawstring bag. I think it actually is a drawstring bag. So I would say you call it an evening bag. It's an olive green color with a black. Oops, this can't pick it. That's what I call it. Evening. Oops, evening bag by Alex. We'll start this at. There it is, $8. So it is. There's no lip. Fall far. Looks like it's about at its widest point about 5.5 inches, about 7 inches tall, plus the strap, plus the pulling. So there's one side, there's the other, kind of an olive green color. There's some interest in that. It feels like it feels like a cotton material. I don't know if it says it anywhere inside. It's got a black interior. I'm looking for any kind of. Oh yeah, there's just the Alex thing on the inside. So I don't know much about it other than that. Very clean. I didn't see anything inside, but kind of something different. I said at the beginning, I bring some things I don't typically shown. I used to show a lot of music boxes in the past. I haven't recently until that one tonight. So don't usually a lot of clothing or anything like that, other than that little baby headband, which is kind of cute. I do have one other clothing item I may or may not show. Let's see. Okay, meanwhile, show next for We just did a bracelet. We haven't done any earrings, have we? Now let's do some earrings. Okay. Oh, I see Pamela at 8. Okay, Pamela. Okay, we will say. Not see anybody else jump. Fine. Bump the music box. Okay. No other bids. We're gonna say sold to Pamela. Oops. Or $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And write that down. Okay. Set that aside. And we'll do some earrings again, I think. Way down here. So we can get a good close-up picture here of some December earrings by Baked Beads. And I have this one written down. There they are. Okay. So, how do I call this? Okay, I'm going to call this the blue zircon earrings. And before I type in what I'm asking, I want to show you the back. The original price is $36 on these. So, and you see there's a design by David Robin and made in America. So I'm going to start these at 15. Where I said I always try to start my things at half of retail or better. So when I can. But these are post earrings, as you can see. Doesn't say they're silver. And I never took them off the card to look to see if they're still marked or signed or anything. Let me do that on one of them here real quick, off to the side. And get my loop if I can find it. There isn't any marking on it, no signature or anything like that that I can find. At least not on the one I grabbed. And I'll do the magnet test real quick here. Give me a second. Yeah, not magnetic. Well, I should say, take that back. Part of it is and part of it isn't. So. Yeah, if you think I'm asking too much, make an offer. So, look, I saw what the retail price is, and they are December. I guess it's the December. When they say December, I assume that means they mean the birth zone. I don't know. They are really pretty, though, aren't they? Sparkly. It's not marked as silver, so I'm not going to say it is. Yeah, baked beads. I've had some of the baked bead stuff in the past. They are generally. I've never had anything bad. Anything bad to say about them. Really, really good. Okay. Probably nobody out there to December birthday that's interested. So that's okay. All right. What are we going to do next? Oh, this will be fun. Can I write this one down? Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about zircon. I just know that's just going by the label, and I know the Baked Beans Company. And I guess I'm going to say if it says by David and Robin, I'm assuming that's the designers. So, okay, we will pass. Set that aside. Now we're going to bring the camera up. And see if we can cut down on this glare. Hang on a second. Yeah. Bring the camera back a little bit. So this is a framed print from what magazine is it? Like Good Housekeeping or something like that. Coca-Cola ad from 1952. So I think it's from like Good Housekeeping or something like that. One of those types of magazines. And somebody liked it, framed it, and matted it, and there it is. So we're going to start this at 10. And again, I had to go look up this one. I had no idea what a reasonable price would be, something like that. Oops, I hit the shift key on the 19. That's all right. You know what it is. So, little fat finger, keep typing here. All right. Yeah, and so it's just a plain frame. I think this little plastic is what I had it wrapped in before. So that's the frame. It's got a hole top here to hang it. See there? So it is glass. It's a glass frame. So I think I had a pretty good luck string frame stuff before. I forget who I sent the one Diana Ross picture to, but I think that arrived intact as far as I understand. So usually a pretty good luck saying. Oh, so what size is this? That's the question. Maybe the question. I think it's about. Looks like it's 9 by almost 12. It is 12. 9 by 12. The frame overall. So. Okay. That one is shown. And we'll grab some more jewelry. I think not this. Yeah, let's do this. We've done some silver already, I think. This piece. Let's get prepped here. Okay, no interest in the Coca-Cola ad. That's okay. We have a Leah Sophia necklace that is no longer, it's retired. That's the word they use. That's right. So let me bring that up. Zoom in a little bit so you can see it up close. And there was a name for this one particular one. Let me see if I wrote it down. Yeah, it's a choker. Tahini. I think or something like that is the name. I believe I wrote. So. I'm going to start this at. Where did I have that? 12. Again, I went out and looked to see what the people are asking. Not necessarily what they're selling for, but what they're asking for. And so I zoom out a little bit here and you can see it better. Now I'm going to show you the whole thing up my hand here. So it's that was fully extended. Oh, let me zoom out completely here because otherwise it's going to be really difficult. Well, it was fully extended. So they call it, some people called it a choker. And I think if you shorten it down to its, take it all the way down to the, without the extender, get my hand, my fat fingers to do that. Sorry. Yeah. Sometimes I can do this really easy, and some days not so much. There's the Lea Sophia tag, by the way, in case you were wondering. Let's see if I can show you on screen. And if it'll focus, let's try again here. So focus. There you go. So you see that it's much shorter once I shorten it up. And I'm going to show you the beads. This is a leather cord, looks like on there. And then you can see the various alternating beads in there. Looks like hematite and some kind of pearl, possibly, in there. I did not check this with the black. I have it here. I don't know if these are real or not. Well, you know, it's hard to. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't see them glowing any more than just reflecting the light from the black light. But some of these are different than others. Yeah, it's not going to show well on camera. I think I'd have to shut this light off and then do this. Does that work? For you? No, not really. So I don't see anything there. I didn't see glow that really kind of jumped at me. So, but if freshwater pearls might be different than, and I think these could be freshwater pearls. So I'm not sure if there's a difference when it comes to the black light with freshwater pearls. So could be. So okay. No interest in the. Oh, I didn't even put that up on the screen, did I? Where is it? There we go. Okay. You notice I didn't call it a necklace or a choker because I saw it called both things when I looked it up. I always, so when it comes to stuff like this, I always look to see if other people have more information about what it is and if it's vintage and discontinued and all that kind of stuff or retired. So, okay. Let's check out this. But it definitely was retired. Okay. Let's see here. I got a pair of gloves, leather suede gloves. Look at those. They're small, really small gloves, and it's really hard to tell. I could not find a label anywhere inside them that told me what they were size-wise. No markings on them whatsoever. Yeah, definitely a very suede kind of leathery feeling glove. And when I looked them up, it recognized them right away. So, so these are really look at my hand. My hands are real large. Look at my hand, and you can see that I can completely cover this glove. Um, I would say the length on these, looks like it's about from the cuff to the tip. The longest finger is about 7.5 inches. Across about 3 inches. So really not a large glove. I have to remember that next time, Marlene. My wife has real pearls, and I will have to check the back light and see what the reaction is there. I probably have some in this room somewhere. Okay. I'm gonna probably either leather or suede. Gloves, small gloves. We'll start these at $6. I would definitely say somebody with very small hands. I can't even get again, I have large hands, so I can't even get my 4 fingers, I don't think, in this thing. Well, just about. That's as far as it's gonna go. You can see they're really small. But they're nice gloves, and they look like brand. They were never used. There's no marks or anything on them. I couldn't see anything that indicated any kind of wear. So I thought I'd give it a chance to see if anybody's interested in this. This is a good place. They're kind of an olive green. You're wondering about the color. I did see similar gloves out there online by a bunch of different companies. Okay. Now, while you're looking at those, let's see what I'm showing. So what have we not done for a while? I've done, just did a necklace. Oh, no, that's not. Earrings. Let's do earrings. I haven't done all the earrings. And I promise I'll do some silver next. Okay. Oops, we can put that up on the screen. And I did knock that off my list. Okay. We will pass on that. And do some set of earrings. I'm going to sell the whole batch. Starting at $10. Works out to roughly $2 a pair. So I'll show them. They're all post earrings. Get up close here. See the little. Come on, focus now. Get some better light on that. Maybe that'll help. So they get kind of a crystal. I did take that one off before and get the lights on loose. I did take a couple off just to see if I could see any markings on the stems, if they might be, silver plated. And then there's the turquoise like ones, and then just this, let's say, black glass center, and then these triangle shaped ones, and which ones. Yeah, just some of these are just on the card. I don't see this. So they're not bouncing around so much. Any interest instead of for $10. Okay, I need to write that down. Just being shown. All right. Next item. We'll pass on that. How are we doing on time? 9:46. Still pretty well. Okay. How about a Lucinda pin? Anybody interested in Lucinda pin? Sorry, I'm just fixing the camera. It's kind of kitty bumpus. So this is a Lucinda pin. A house Lucinda house pin. Let me do a reset. There we go. And where was I? I have one here somewhere. Give me a second. Make sure. There it is. Okay. All righty. So Lucinda house pin. We're starting that at $10. And so this one is about 2 inches across. You have a better idea what it looks like. As you know about Lucinda, they're kind of a three-dimensional thing. This isn't a newer. This may be after she left the state of Maine, because when she was in Maine, they would have her Maine phone number and everything. Now it's just her website and an 800 number. So it's not that saying it's not old. It could be an older pin. It's after she left the state of Maine, most likely. Okay, that's the Lucinda pin. Time for another bracelet. This one was in the picture that I showed of my. This bracelet was in the picture of my video of my. I posted the link to this on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was, on this next item. So, oops, I didn't put that up on the screen. Let's do that. All right, grab a sip of water. Okay. So I do have some clip earrings if anybody's interested, but you gotta let me know. Okay. No interest in the Lucinda pin? We'll pass on that. And we have a bracelet that's brand new. Sterling silver. Still has the security tag on it by Blessings, a blessing bracelet. It says it's either sterling silver or gold foil. This one is a sterling bracelet. It is a stretchy, a little bit. It's got a little bit of stretchiness, but not a lot. Looks like, let me see. Now those are cool to the touch, so it could very well be a stone. It's been cut and polished. It says, this is a blessing bracelet. Whenever you wear it, acknowledge one blessing in your life for each pearl on the bracelet. Each time you are drawn to the bracelet, silently find 4 people or things you can be grateful for. Be grateful for your children, the flower, your dog, a perfect cup of coffee, a roof over your head. You just find something. The more you wear the bracelet, and the more blessings you find, the more you'll feel blessed. And when you are followed, you will be aware of profound change in your life. Okay. And here's the original price on this. It's quartz. See, it does say it is rose quartz. Okay. Like I said, the security tag's still on there. I didn't, it's brand new. And what did I say on this one? 15, I think, is what I'm going to start this at. This silver, this quartz. It is brand new. Does it say? No, if it says it, it's covered up. Something bracelet. Blessing-bracelet.com. Show it close here. So this rose quartz. It's not. It's showing a little washed out. Let me shut this light off. See if that brings pink out a little better. I wonder if this will illuminate. It's just reflecting the light back. It's interesting. The paper is reacting more than. I was just wondering if quartz would react to it. But it does have a little stretch to it, not a lot. Okay. Oops, that's not okay, I have a really unusual item next. There's no interest in this particular bracelet. It will end up on eBay, so we will pass on that. Cross that off my list. I have. Let me back up. That's not we zoom down. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to have to back this up a little bit. So saying, wait a minute, what is in this box? No, it's not a Linux. It's just a box that somebody put it in. What is in this box is probably a crafter's. It is all buttons. Now, what my wife said is, but by the way, you need to tell them, these look like the buttons that came off of different pieces of clothing. You know, the spare buttons you get. So there's a ton of these spare buttons in here. I don't think I'm all out. You can see the pile here, right? And then there's a bunch of loose ones in the bottom as well. And some of these say Calvin Klein. What is that? I almost got some thread on it. What are these? I don't know what that is. So there's a gold tone button there. Some regular buttons and just loose buttons. I don't know what happened. So a little everything in there for buttons. A lot of these is Calvin Klein, Banana Republic, all kinds of buttons. So if you're a crafts person, you're just looking for buttons. My wife actually was looking for something like this, but didn't have exactly what she was looking for. But there are some really interesting buttons in here. And I didn't open any of these. This one here says there's some extra buttons from Charter Club. And then there's this big cloth button. You can see buttons, some more buttons. So it's not sets of buttons, you know what I mean? But if you're a crafts person that's just looking for buttons for decoration, a box of spare buttons, we'll call it. We'll start this at $10. Is that too much? I don't know. A lot of buttons. Like I said, my wife does some craft stuff occasionally, and buttons. She's already. She didn't. Like I said, there wasn't anything in this. She thought there would be in this one, and she didn't find stuff that she needed. She's making things with these buttons that are that look like little animals and stuff like that. So you can use the buttons for the eyes. So, oh shoot, I gave you the wrong number. That's not $10. So I apologize. That is way too high. We're going to start this at $6. I misread my own notes. I'll delete that comment and put the right number up there. So there, box of buttons, $6. Because it's going to, shipping wise, it's going to be, not small, but yeah. So we'll give you a good deal on that. $6 for a bunch of spare buttons, mostly in there, and they're still in their original little packaging, things. This one thread looks like some various little pieces of thread in there. I don't know why that would be in there, but I guess it's in there. And the buttons it says there on that one. You see what I mean about these different. See, and if you're a person sewing and you need buttons for eyes for something you're making, these are good because there's usually 2 of them. In this case, it's 3 colors. And maybe you find something in there that works for what you have. I don't know. But there's no interest. I'll just throw it out there on eBay and okay. Yeah, well, that's there. Let me go pick up some jewelry. We just did the silver bracelet, so let's do a pin. Yeah. Okay. Pass. Yeah, the thread is probably came with the spare buttons. I imagine. I don't know. I didn't take that bag open. I didn't even open that bag. Okay. Nice ball. This was some kind of Linux thing on that one time. It's from the wedding. Okay. How about a pin? Space down. A little snowflake pin with crystals in it. I did not find a name on this. Yeah, I know it's not Christmas yet or winter. Snowflake pin. Oh, we're gonna start this at $8. Okay. There's the back. And it looks like there's no stab effect on this one. I don't think there's any missing stones. No. Just has some nice sparkle to it. Okay. What's next? Let's see. Well, like I say, I hope everybody's doing okay. We've been pretty busy and enjoying the weather when it's been nice out. Got a little toasty today. So 80s for us is toasty, so not as bad. My wife's got a cousin she keeps in touch with in Wales, Great Britain, and she said it was 40 degrees centigrade there. I forget what that is, and I have to look that up. But it was toasty. So say it's hot, and they don't get hot weather. So yeah, it was 104. And Wales is more typically a very rainy place and not generally prone to heat. So they're really suffering over there. Okay, no interest in the pen. We will pass. Give me a second to set this next thing up. Bring the camera back. Up. And bring these pieces in one at a time. And I've got the little dishes that match the color of the cups. As you can see. So, one disclaimer that's important. This one has very small chip right there. Okay? And I think there's another one at the base somewhere. I don't know if that's a chip because it doesn't feel rough. It may be just a place where the glaze and catch really well. There's no name on these. This is considered kind of a mid-century modern pattern / colors. But so it's an 8-piece mug and plate set. And because of the chip, I'm gonna start this really low at $8. So the others seem to be okay. I didn't see any damage on the edges or anything over any of the plates. You can see the plate has a spot for the cup to go and a little handle. They're all in good shape. I didn't see a name on any of them. I'm sure there's some manufacturer. I'm sure I didn't get a chance to. I did kind of look it up to see what they're going for out of curiosity. And this is considered. That's how I found it was mid-century modern. But that's kind of what it is. Let's see if I get everything in there so you can see the colors. But I did want to point out that one little defect in there, so they're not perfect. So, that one light blue one's got a slight, very, very slight chip right next to the handle there. But, still pretty cool looking set. So just going through my list here, making sure. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. Let's see what I do for jewelry next. That's a few bracelets tonight, surprisingly. I usually have a lot of bracelets, but tonight I have quite a few. Oh, I almost forgot about this necklace. Let me do this one too. That was so nice, absolutely gorgeous silver necklace. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, no interest in the mod set. So we'll pass on that. This box. Yeah, I think I may have actually caused that chip. I was never really sure it was that way when I got it, or if I caused it. Anyway, just drop something. Yes. Oh, I hate when I do that. I drop something. I gotta find it. Just give me a second. There it is. There. No, I didn't drop all the cups. Just I want to get this thing set up so you can see it. And this is a sterling necklace, 925, Mark 925, I should say. Okay. So let me get that written up here. There it is. Okay. Oh, come on. Now focus. Why is it doing that? Weird. It's acting very strange here. Okay. And this is definitely sterling, or 925. Necklace. I'm going to start this one at 15. I'm going to show it to you real close here in a second. Just move these mid-century modern cups and plates out of my way. So step on. There we go. Okay. Now this necklace, I believe, is not extendable. I believe I want to say 16. You double check that. It's actually closer to 14. 14, a little 14 plus. So there's the. Let me zoom out. And see it's marked here. You see the style. Okay, come on now, focus. You have to focus there. There's where it's marked. And I believe it says, hang on. Sorry. I'm not doing a very good job here, am I? Just lay it down so you can see it better. I had my loop just in my hands a few minutes ago. There it is. Covered it up. So I'll tell you what it does say on that little tag. And that's what I thought. 925 Italy. And she's got this really cool kind of a weave pattern in it. And it goes to that little serpentine piece there. I see Merlini at 15. Anybody else bidding be 17 or higher? I usually go with $2 increments after 10, but I don't enforce that. So not seeing anybody else jumping on it. Wait another minute here while I get a little water. And you love the next thing I show after this. Just kind of different. Okay. Not seeing anybody else bidding on this. Let me write this. Shown. All right. He will say sold money for $15. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This. Okay. Let's see that two other items. Okay. This is really, it's different. It's a man's fedora. And I looked these up. I can't believe it. People are asking for these things. They're crazy. And I don't know if anybody here would be interested tonight or not, but I just thought you had to see this thing. And it's made by a company called Biltmore. It's a size 6 3/4, whatever that. I don't know much about hats. As a man, I think I'd know more. Custom tailored, Biltmore, made in Canada. And I did see these out. People are selling these out there on eBay and Poshmark and places like that. I don't even know what to ask for it. I mean, the price, the people were asking were all over the place. So I'm just going to put Biltmore. To be honest with you, I got a really good deal on this. So I mean, you won't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Biltmore men's fedora. I'm just going to say, shoot me a number. $5 would not insult me. $10 would not insult me. Anybody interested? And I know they go for, I've seen people selling these things for anywhere from $15 to $50. And they're the same thing, exactly like this. I forget what this, it feels like it's a wool. It says made in Canada, custom tailored. It doesn't say what the material is anywhere inside. But if anybody's interested in something like that, I'll entertain anything. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll pass on that. Like I said, it was crazy, kind of a weird thing, but I will put it up there in eBay and see what happens. Let's see. Let's do some silver. So these are brand new, and the original price on these was $20 silver. Now I'm gonna have to reposition my camera here because they're tiny little earrings, silver earrings, but they're really, really cute. So let me just. What is the name of this? I'll show you the original price. That's the original price. Made by Pavilion. And yeah, get this patent set up correctly for this. So these are the earrings right here. Little notes. And they're silver. Studying, isn't it? Let me get the focus here. Come on. Focus now. Now, see, this is working great now. It's not all of a sudden getting finicky. Okay. These are brand new. Oops. Let's set up over here. There we go. We'll start these at, let's see, notes here. Start these at 10. See, they're not big, but they are silver. Can I? Cute ones. Really long pins on them. Oh, stay still. There we go. Okay. They're made by Crumble and Core. It says on the box. Okay, let's do. I think I've run out of the non-jewelry stuff. Haven't I? Oh, the button boxes. Oh, okay, one more thing. One more thing. And the rest is going to be jewelry tonight. Yep. Yep. Okay. No interest in that. We'll pass on those. Put back in the box. I have, this is the last non-jewelry item. There's somebody out there that was interested in keys. I got a whole bunch of keys of varying sizes and shapes, and some on little metal rings and some on that. One even still has the brand of the car. Came with the Subaru, apparently. Old Subaru. 93 Subaru. This one's got a little medallion with it. That's a Mercedes, looks like. Is that a Mercedes key? It's got a serial number in it. So, I think, what was I doing with keys? Oh, yeah. So, this we call this a group of keys. Whoops, misspelled group. I think we'll start this at $8. Does that sound good? I mean, I just they came in a bin of stuff we had, and just threw them all together in a plastic bag. So I recognize that's a house key. That's a house key. We took one of those little keys for a little safe or suitcase. House key, car key. Really everything in there, key shape wise. I forget who it was that was interested in the keys in the past. Anyway, that's out there. That'll be the last non-jewelry. Some other stuff. Let me see. Did that one? Did I show you one? I didn't mark it off. Huh. I must have shown it and didn't mark it off. One particular necklace I was looking at. Looking for. Oh, there it is. Okay, no interest in the key. That's all right. We'll pass on that. And if the person's watching later, just zoom me a note. What did I do with the plastic bag that came in? It's the big plastic bag. There. Okay. I got a really pretty necklace. I'm going to lay it on the table here. Purple. Purple. Is that focusing pretty much? I'm just going to call this the purple necklace. We're going to start this at $9. So, here are not, there's no stones in this. It's just, come on, focus. See, my autofocus is working so well. This is what it looks like. You can see it, and it's got this little purple seed beads. It's 2 strands, of course. There's lots of cloth clasp and another about 2-inch extender on it. No, actually, take that back. It's triple strand. I'm not saying double strand. Triple strand. Now, I'm going to say that's probably close to 16-inch without the extender. Well, this to the bottom strand. But not to the shorter strand. But let's just say my wife, she really liked this one. So we'll do earrings for a while. Let's do earrings next. Okay, no interest in the purple necklace, huh? Oh, we're getting running out of time. I want to get this. There's a couple of things I want to do tonight. I want to show you tonight before we get to it. So let's do that next. One more silver. Last silver item. Oh no, 2 silver items. So this one's a necklace by a company called CAI. It's also sterling silver in the original package. It's the small letter D. I guess this was a style. It is silver. I will show you the original price on this. I'm going to again, silver. So I'm going to start this at 15. I typed it wrong. Let's try that again. Well, you know what I mean. Starting bid number 15 now. Starting bid at 15. Okay. The original price was $34. Hammered small disc initial D. It's a sterling necklace by this company. If you look at the thing, it is literally a small D on a disc, but the chain and everything is sterling, silver. Finest, cool, and interesting jewelry, handcrafted with love. Of course. But small letter D, huh? Yeah. Interesting. Cool and interesting, as they call it. Oh, CAI, cool and interesting. I'll get it. There's the back. So it's in the original packaging. Not intended for children, it says on it. Made in China. Any interest in that? And then we're going to do the last item is also silver. I guess I'm going to skip the earrings tonight. We'll save those for next week and a couple of bracelets that I had and another necklace. But I did want to show this other sterling item. And we're going to call it a night. We'll pass on this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Down. This is Mark 925. It's really hefty. Pen with abalone on it. I've seen equivalent ones going for $50 and up. I didn't weigh it, but I'm betting it's a few grams. Yeah, it's exactly 10 grams. Like I said, it's there. It is. I did try to clean it a little bit today. I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but the 925 is really hard to see, but it's right in the center of the pin. And if you notice, it's a dual purpose one. You can make it into a necklace as well. It's like a little loop. Like I said, I saw this going for upwards of $50 and more. I'm going to start it. Starfish pin. I'm going to start it at 25. It's 10 grams. So it's and this is the last item for tonight. I have more items I think about too. I knew I'd run out. I see Marlene at 25. I did try to clean it up, like I said, a little bit, but it's a little washed out looking in my video here for some reason. So if this putting more light on it doesn't help really. No. Yeah. Said I had to go with a loop and look way close on the center, but it does say 925. It is a really nice little piece of jewelry. not seeing any other bids, and it's after my usual stop time. It's 10:32 right now, according to my computer. We're gonna, nobody else gonna jump in there and bid. We're gonna sell it to Marlene. $25. No, I did not get this in the gym show. I forget where this came from, actually. Oh, yard sale. I saw this at the yard sale. Oh, I love that thing. And I says, I don't know if it's silver or not, but I'm grabbing it. Got this at the yard sale. No, we had very little luck at the gym show. My wife said there was a few things that we probably should have done, but they were not. I was not impressed. Let's put it that way. Anyway, alrighty. Thank you. Yeah, switch cameras here. Imagine Kim is still going, so jump over to there if you haven't already. Put that with your stuff, Kim. Okay, Marlene. And well, thank you all for participating tonight, and we'll be back next week. I have more earrings and stuff I hadn't got around to showing tonight. Necklaces. I'll have probably more silver as well next week. If there's any interest in that. I thought I had at least one gold filled item, but I don't see it. I didn't bring it anyway to show for sure. Anyway, I didn't have it on my list. But anyway, that's where we are, and I think that's it. If somebody sees something that goes back and watches and sees something that I didn't sell and we're interested, send me an email and we'll take care of you. So, by the way, I got new glasses, so that's why I keep fidgeting with them because I'm still not used to them yet. It's okay. They're good. Work out well for me. So, alright. Temporary phone, getting a new one tomorrow. Okay. Can't see old text or email. Oh. Okay. We'll deal with. We'll take care of it. So, thank you, everybody, and have a blessed weekend. We'll see you next week, I hope.